Okay, so this is a smart question. Is the TSA comparing the photo they get from the facial recognition system to just your driver's license, or are they sending it off to some other database that we don't know about? Okay, so there are two systems. There's what's called the CAT system, credential authentication technology, and that is the system you currently use when you go to the TSA agent. They take your ID and they either scan your boarding pass or whatever it is. That's a system that they currently use, and that connected to facial recognition really is, according to the TSA, just comparing the photo taken at that moment with the driver's license that you scan. So there's no comparing it to some other database. It's not going elsewhere. But there is a second system that they are trialing with Delta that does, in fact, send your photo off to a database that they have, typically from PreCheck, that includes various government databases that have your driver's license, your passport photo, the things that you typically give over during PreCheck. That seems to be the extent of it, according to TSA. And after you leave the checkpoint, they say that first CAT system just discards your photo. They don't want to keep it. They don't have the resources to keep it, they say. But what the ACLU points out is that all of that is true, maybe true now, but because there's no federal privacy regulations around this stuff basically at all, and because the experience of it may not change in the future when and if some rules change around this, if they were, let's say, to start taking these photos and sending them off to some broader database, right, or sending it off to a place where various law enforcement agencies could get hold of them, you wouldn't necessarily know that, right? So right now, TSA seems to be trying to do a very strong job of explaining how the system works, telling you can opt out of it, and trying to tell everybody, through reporters like me and elsewhere, that these systems don't hang on to your photo and don't transmit them to any other agencies. The problem is, because we lack any kind of federal regulations in this country around data privacy, it doesn't mean that you would necessarily know if those rules were to change. So it's an abstract worry, but ACLU says it's one we should be thinking about. And again, it's totally optional to have your face scanned on your way through the airport on this or any weekend in one of the 27 airports like SFO that are piloting this project.